Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our Islamabad studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Tensions remain high between the United States and Iran following fresh remarks by U.S. President Donald Trump regarding Tehran's nuclear program. In a recent interview, President Trump said the U.S. military is closely monitoring Iran's enriched uranium stockpile and warned that Washington could seize the material at any time if necessary. He claimed any movement of Iran's enriched uranium would immediately be detected and targeted. Trump further stated that Iran has been militarily weakened, although he added that operations are not yet fully over. Reiterating Washington's position, he said Iran cannot be allowed to obtain nuclear weapons and described the country as unreliable. Trump also defended continued U.S. involvement in the Middle East, saying American actions are aimed at protecting regional allies despite growing tensions around the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Iran has strongly rejected what it described as unreasonable American demands. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghei said Tehran remains open to diplomacy, but warned that any imposed war would receive a forceful response. During a press briefing, Baghei said Iran had submitted what he called a balanced and responsible proposal to the United States through Pakistani mediators. He praised Pakistan's professional diplomatic role and said Iran's proposal calls for an end to hostilities, sanctions, and blockades, along with the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian also stressed that negotiations are intended to defend Iran's national rights and not to surrender under pressure. Balochistan Chief Minister Mir Sarfraz Bugti announced that intelligence agencies arrested a female suicide bomber who was allegedly being prepared for an attack in Islamabad. Speaking at a press conference, Bugti said the suspect had been trained at a militant camp and that swift action by security agencies prevented what he described as a possible catastrophe. He condemned the use of women in terrorist activities and accused militant groups of exploiting vulnerable young girls through intimidation and coercion. The chief minister also said the arrested woman would be returned to her family with dignity. For more on this story, we now go to our correspondent Walter Cooper in Quetta.
Thank you, Chris. Security officials here say the operation was carried out following intelligence-based surveillance in and around Quetta. Authorities believe the suspect was part of a wider militant network attempting to expand attacks beyond Balochistan. Officials have also indicated that further investigations are underway to identify facilitators and training centers linked to the plot. Security across sensitive installations in Quetta and Islamabad has been increased following the arrest. Provincial authorities continue to emphasize community cooperation in counter-terrorism efforts.
Thank you, Walter Cooper. Reporting from Quetta, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has reaffirmed the government's commitment to expanding Pakistan's technology sector and increasing digital access across the country. Chairing a high-level review meeting on the Ministry of Information Technology and Telecom, the Prime Minister said IT development and export growth remain among the government's top priorities. He highlighted the potential of Pakistan's youth in the technology industry and directed officials to accelerate the establishment of Asan Khidmat centers in Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir. The Prime Minister also instructed authorities to work closely with provincial governments to reduce the digital divide between urban and rural areas. Officials informed the meeting that home internet connections have increased significantly from 1.9 million in 2024 to more than 5 million in 2026. IT exports are also projected to reach up to $4.6 billion this fiscal year. Staying in the federal capital, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi visited Islamabad Safe City headquarters to review progress on the capital's Smart City initiative. The minister inspected renovation and modernization work, including the development of a new fusion center and advanced control room. Mohsin Naqvi directed officials to complete Safe City Phase 2 within the planned timeline and emphasized the importance of integrating modern technologies into the system. He said all key institutions would eventually be connected through a single digital platform to improve coordination and public safety. Our Islamabad correspondent Sarah William joins us now with more details.
Chris, officials here say the upgraded Safe City system is expected to significantly enhance surveillance, emergency response, and traffic management across Islamabad. Authorities are focusing on integrating artificial intelligence and data sharing systems into the control center. During the visit, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi stressed that public safety infrastructure must keep pace with the capital's growing population and security needs. Officials believe the project will strengthen coordination among police, emergency services, and other institutions operating in the city.
Thank you, Sarah William, reporting from Islamabad. In diplomatic developments, ceremonies honoring the success of Marka-e-Haq Bunyan un Marsus were held in Riyadh and New York. At the Pakistan Embassy in Riyadh, senior diplomats, military officials, and commander of the Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition, Raheel Sharif, attended a special gathering recognizing the professionalism and sacrifices of Pakistan's armed forces. Pakistan's ambassador Ahmed Farouk welcomed guests at the event. Meanwhile, Pakistan's permanent mission to the United Nations and the Consulate General in New York organized a separate ceremony featuring a documentary highlighting the operational achievements of the armed forces. Pakistan's UN representative Asim Iftikhar Ahmad reiterated the country's commitment to regional peace, multilateral cooperation, and international law. And finally, the Punjab government has announced summer vacations for schools across the province due to severe heat conditions. Punjab Education Minister Rana Sikandar Hayat confirmed that all schools will remain closed from May 22nd until August 23, with academic activities resuming on August 24. At the same time, dust storms and rainfall affected several cities, including Islamabad and Rawalpindi, bringing temporary relief from the heat. The Pakistan Meteorological Department and the National Disaster Management Authority have forecast additional rain and hailstorms in parts of Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Azad Kashmir. Citizens have been advised to avoid unnecessary travel and take precautionary measures during unstable weather conditions. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.